One of the main components of the Totally Fit Life system is the daily report that you will email to your coach and fellow teammates. This short video tutorial will show you how to properly format that email. Following the directions in this video will ensure that your report is both easy for you to complete and simple for your coach to review. Let me first note that my screen may look slightly different than your screen. I'm going to use Yahoo Mail to compose this email. If you're using Gmail or Hotmail, your screen might look a little bit different, but no matter what email editor you're using, the same formatting principles will apply. The first thing that you want to do is address your email, and in the To field, you should enter your coach's email address. So let's say my coach's email address is irina@hotmail.com. I'll enter that. Next, you want to carbon copy or CC your TFL teammates. So I'll click in the CC field and I will enter my first teammate's email address and my next teammate's email address. In the subject field, you will enter information pertaining to the cycle that you're in and the day for which you're reporting. So let's say that I'm in cycle 2, I would type a 2. Then I'll enter a period. Let's say I'm reporting for day 4 of that cycle. I'll enter the number 4. Then I'll put a space. And let's say that day 4 fell on a Tuesday. I'll type the word Tuesday. In the body of the email, you have 6 sections to complete, and the first is spiritual. So you'll type that heading and then hit enter. Next, you'll indicate whether you did your prayer of surrender, M&Ms, and how well you did on your virtue. Based on what you see, I am indicating that I did my prayer of surrender, I did my M&Ms, and that when I rate myself on how well I did in terms of the virtue that I'm working on, I gave myself a 6. The next section is mental. I'll type that heading and hit enter. In this section, you'll indicate whether or not you did your dictums. The next section is physical. I'll type that heading and hit enter once, and I will input what exercise I did for day 4. Let's say I did the TFL class. In this section, you should list any exercise that you did for the previous day. If you did something other than a TFL class, you'll want to note the amount of time that you spent doing that activity. Moving to the next section, and I want you to notice I'm hitting enter 2 times or entering 2 hard returns so that I get 1 line of space between the end of the physical section and the beginning of my next section. My next section is nutritional. I'll type that heading and hit enter once. And here's where I'll list the 6 meals that I had on a given day. Notice that each of my meals goes on its own line. If I had any golden ticket items within a meal, I would want to put a parenthesis and then GT after it. Raspberries are not a GT, so I don't need that. But where you are listing golden ticket items, you need to identify those with the GT identifier. After I input my 6 meals, I'll want to hit enter twice or 2 hard returns and input the amount of water that I drank as well as any vitamins that I took. Then I'll move to the next section, again hitting enter twice or giving 2 hard returns between the end of one section and the beginning of another. My next section is emotional. This section has 2 pieces. Number 1, your journal, in which you'll note how your day was. and then your top one. Moving to the last section, I'll hit enter twice. And the last section is directional. I'll enter that header and hit enter once. And in this section, you should note any tasks that you actually worked on in the day for which you're reporting. So let's say you worked on your marriage task, your family task, and your financial tasks. You'll simply type that out. Once you finish entering information in the directional portion of your email, your report is complete. You should enter no extraneous information below the directional section in your email. A few notes in closing. You'll notice that I have not doctored up this email with any special fonts, special colors, with background images, email signatures, or stationery. And there's a reason for that. What the email coaches need are uniform reports from all TFL participants. To make it easy for your email coach to review your report in an efficient manner, it's crucial that you follow the formatting instructions that have been given to you. In each section of the email, you should put one hard return between the items listed. What that means is that in the spiritual section, where there are 3 items, there should be one hard return between the prayer of surrender, M&Ms, and virtue. Each should be on its own line. Between the different topics within the email, you should have one blank space. If for some reason you did not complete something in a given section, do not leave the item completely off your report. You'll simply put the word no before it. So no prayer of surrender or no morning dictums. Hopefully that won't be the case often, but what you don't want to do is simply not type morning dictums just because you didn't do them. Your email coach needs to know that you realize that you failed to do your morning dictums. Thank you for watching this video tutorial and praying the best for you on your TFL journey.